Hi, this is Jacqueline here with the Grow Program. It's a beautiful day. Another beautiful day in the Lord. It really is. I don't care what the weather's like. It could be cold, raining, whatever. It's just a beautiful day in the Lord. Right now it happens to be sunny. And I don't watch TV. I don't watch any TV. I tune in the morning to about 10 minutes of the news, and that's about it. I don't watch TV. I don't have time for chaos and drama and negativity. I don't have time. I can't feed that into my spirit and then be speaking on the Lord. You just can't do that. The two don't go together. And where I'm sitting, I've been facing a window. And I've been here sitting in this window now. I know about 2 hours and just looking out the window, gazing at the trees, at the sky. I can't look directly at the sun, but I feel it on my face. And it's so warm. I've closed my eyes and just been at peace. I'm looking at the way the branches are bending in the wind. Like they're connecting to one another, like the trees are connecting some kind of way. God's all perfect plan. And to the back of me is the TV, but it's not on because it's not important what's on the TV. I don't care what they're talking about. I don't care about the chaos, the negativity, the drama, the TV shows, the gossip, the backbiting, the Lifetime movies that I used to love. I don't care about none of that drama. I don't feed any of that in my spirit anymore. That drama is over with. I'm facing a window right now, and I'm facing God. I want to be close to God. If I could, I'm tell you something. If I could climb up in that tree and be up in the sky, being close to God, I would rather be there than to be in the midst of some chaos, negativity, and drama. I want to be with the Lord. I want to walk with God. I want to walk in the light. That's what we need to be focused on. When we focus on that, you reach your greatness. When that's what's important to you is walking in the light of the Lord and doing your God-given purpose, then you have reached your greatness. And none of that other stuff matters. My back is to the TV. I don't care about the TV. I don't care what's on there. I don't care what they're talking about. None of that matters. It really don't. You get to a place of tranquility that you can't even describe. It is a beautiful thing. It really is. And I want to get you there. I want to help you get there. It's very peaceful. It's calming. My son took a trip, and he sent me some pictures, some beautiful pictures of while he was up in the air. And from being up in the air, the world just looks at peace. It looks beautiful. The clouds and everything. But we far from it. We got a long way to go. We got some work to do. We got this country. We got some work to do. Because I truly believe that if a country is trying to unite as a people, as a whole, if a country is trying to do that, you would have zero tolerance for racism anywhere. Zero. See, it's in the workplace. We could put it in the workplace, but once you leave out the workplace, you got to face it anyway. In the environment, in the parking lot, in the store, everywhere you go. It just should be zero tolerance. You sit there and you allow a group of men to burn some signs. Saying that's free speech. That's not free speech. Free speech, that's shouting fire in a crowded theater. That's exactly what that is. They trying to incite something. They trying to incite violence. They letting it be known that their hatred, racist views. They want it to be known. But let a group of black men go run around burning up signs, Christian signs at different churches. Let a group of black men do that, and it's a problem. That's not free speech. See, it's good for one, but it's not good for the other. We have injustice. We have inequality. It's a lot going on in this country that is not right. And it starts at the top. and it trickles down to the bottom. And that's what you see going on in the inner city. Once it get down and trickle down to the bottom, it's explosive. So that's why we're attacking one another. That's why we're attacking ourselves. We going, out and out to get one another, out to, hating on one another, being evil to one another, dogging one another out. This black on black crime, all of this, it trickles down to us and just becomes this. And people wonder what's going on in the community. What's happening? What is years and years and years of oppression, and now this oppression it just exploded everywhere. But some people don't rose above it, but there are some who haven't, and I want to reach those who haven't. I want us to stop oppressing ourselves, stop oppressing one another. I want us to do better as a people. I want us to do better as a community. I want us all to have Black Wall Street everywhere. I want Africans to rise from oppression. It's such a cry in my soul that I want to scream grow. I wish I could scream grow to the top of my soul, because that's how deep it is. We all need to grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. We all need to grow. Even kids, they say, I want to grow up and be. Tell your young kings and queens to reach their greatness. Strive to be your greatness. When you get up in the morning, get up, wash your face, get yourself together, and present yourself to the world. You are royalty. Begin to look like royalty. Begin to dress like royalty. Wear your gold. Look fine. Look like you just look like your Sunday best every day. Look like you just stepped out in the magazine. That's how you're supposed to look every day. You represent the Lord. That's how you're supposed to look every day. You don't go around looking at folks crazy. Well, God said such. No, you don't do that. That ain't how you represent God. You represent God looking your best, looking your greatest. Whether you feel like doing it or not, you represent God. That's how I tell my kids. When you do something, do it unto the Lord. Do it as if God, you were doing it for God. That's how I used to work my job. That's why the supervisor would tell me, thank you. Because I would come to work and I would do my job. I do what they paid me to do. I wouldn't be in there lollygagging and on the clock, skipping around, doing different things. I'm doing what I was paid to do, which drive folks around. So and doing it unto the Lord, doing the job unto the Lord, to God's satisfaction. That's how I learned, later on how to do my job. And that's how I excel, and that's how we got to do, people. That's how we reach our greatness. We live our life unto God. Live every day unto the Lord. His expectation. What you think God would expect you to do today? What you think God would expect you to do this afternoon? What you think God would expect you to say? That's how you live your life. Live it unto the Lord every single day. We're royalty, people. We got to think it, act it, dress it, look it, Even when you speak to folks, somebody say something crazy to you, God bless you. And walk away from them. Get away from them folks. Because see, them folks won't take you back down to being a rebel like them. You don't want to be no rebel. We got kings and queens. Don't nobody want to be no rebel. Really, the rebels don't even want to be rebels. Misery love company, so they want some more rebels. Well, happiness love company, I want some more kings and queens. So let's get on board and let's grow. Greatness reached over oppression through wisdom. Be safe, be woke, be blessed.